First issue with the pattern. First, it says to make one pair of cat ears, so 2 cat ears, a cat tail, and cat paws. Then it doesn't tell me how to make a head. I'm glad that I kind of looked through the pattern first before I started making it. It also comes with 2 crochet hooks and doesn't tell you when to use which crochet hook. So I'm going to be winging a bit of this. I think I'm going to make up how to make the dragon head before I start on any ears or anything, because I want it to kind of look okay. I don't want it to look a mess. This is a great start. Hello and welcome to the first ever episode of I Made It So You Don't Have To, where I buy AI crochet kits off Temu, like this one, which is today's centre of attention, so that you can see what it actually makes, so that you don't go and buy it if you don't want to. So here's the kit. I did buy 2 because if you have bought it and you're very disappointed in what you see it is made, yeah, I will be creating a pattern using this kit that will create a very cute dragon armrest pocket thing. Okay, so there's the kit. So let's go through some of the stages, just a couple of clips as to it being created, because I'm not gonna lie, this had me wanting to pull my hair out a little bit.
It's finally come.
Some
crochet patterns. They're AI generated off Temu. I'm gonna make them and review them. So you don't have to. So let's check out, shall we? Now somehow I do think this is going to be anywhere near enough yarn. What we'll see is the kit. And this clearly AI generated photograph is what it's supposed to make. So we will see how it goes. I'm going to be starting on this shortly.
First issue with the pattern. First, it says to make one pair of cat ears, so 2 cat ears, a cat tail, and cat paws. Then it doesn't tell me how to make a head. I'm glad that I kind of looked through the pattern first before I started making it. It also comes with 2 crochet hooks. I'm going to be winging a bit of this. I think I'm going to make up how to make the dragon head before I start on any ears or anything, because I want it to kind of look okay. I don't want it to look a mess. This is a great start. Okay, so after my infliximab infusion, this is where I'm up to. I'm having to work it out as I go along for the stripes and everything, because it doesn't give instructions on that. So I want to be really clear before I continue this video. I'm not accusing any individual designer of stealing work. It turns out there is a head pattern. It is copied and pasted right at the end, and it does have a watermark on it. So the pattern I purchased, originally I thought didn't contain a head pattern. it actually does include a head section that appears to be copied verbatim from another source. When I tried to verify the original designer though, I couldn't find any consistent social media presence, pattern history, or finished makes tied to that name. So what I can say factually is that this section of the pattern follows a very generic mathematically perfect increase and decrease structure that doesn't account for shaping, stitch behaviour, or how a snout actually functions in 3 dimensions. As written, this head pattern doesn't work for the intended design, so I'm going to reverse engineer and redesign a functional version that actually matches the body and does what the finished piece needs to do. So here I am at my sofa arm. There is definitely not 6 inches. So there, the pattern doesn't work. It's not functional as it's written. Functional for a pocket though. So this is the alterations that I have made. And there's your 6 inches for a pocket. So plenty of room, and I could even have a pocket on this side. I also tested this on the armchair at the hospital with this, and for this would work on the armchair at the hospital when I'm on my infusions. This wouldn't. So unless you have a very, 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 very thin armrest, which I don't think many sofas do and many armchairs do, the pattern for the body, definitely not functional. So here is the kit that I have made before I show you what it made. Because I tell you what, it did have a bit of a hidden surprise that I wasn't expecting. Now I do have plenty of yarn left over. I did run out of stuffing though. So when it comes to the actual kit, you get plenty of yarn, but you do not receive enough stuffing for the kit. So I ended up having to use stuffing that I already had. For someone who is new to crochet, who may have received this crochet kit for Christmas, for instance, or as a birthday present, they're not going to have stuffing just conveniently lying around like I do. So it definitely does not come with enough stuffing for the instructions that it gives you. But it gives you more than enough yarn, which is ideal in that sense. As for the yarn itself, yarn quality, it doesn't seem too bad. It is quite soft, but again, I would not say that, because the crochet kit itself is advertised as beginner friendly, I would not say that it's beginner friendly yarn, simply because I would personally, as an experienced crocheter and from teaching my children how to crochet, I would say thicker yarn is always best to start with. The thing with this yarn, as you probably saw in one of the clips, it is unlabeled, so there is absolutely no information regarding this yarn. I don't know what chemicals you used in the dye. I have absolutely no idea like what weight yarn it is. If I was to estimate, I would say that it's possibly a 4 ply, maybe a DK, because of the thickness, but like I say, there's no way of knowing. So yeah, there is no labelling at all on the yarn. The kit itself does come with this handy dandy little book. I'd show you the cover, but I just realised that it's got a QR code, and I'm not going to reveal that because I don't think I have the, I'm allowed to. But in this handy dandy book, it has got how to sew the pieces together. It's got the basic stitches and how to do them, which is very handy for a beginner. So they did think of that. But yeah, it also comes with safety eyes, but again, I wouldn't really trust the safety eyes. I would test them, but you only get one set, and I kind of don't want to take apart my piece because I quite like it. I've named it and everything, but it's not that I like it as a, you know, it's a cute, it turned out how I wanted sort of thing. I like it because it looks so stupid. It's just so funny, and it is going to be the butt of many jokes in the future. So yes, this is what's left over from the kit. It's pretty good. The other thing is that it does come with 2 different sized hooks. It comes with a 2.5mm and a 5mm. Now if I was to get the, I'm pretty sure I put it down somewhere, because I ended up giving them to one of my children, because in the pattern it says that it requires a 4mm. So 2.5mm is not a 4mm hook, and a 5mm is not a 4mm hook. So that is also going to cause variation in the size and everything. Because the pattern itself stated a 4mm hook, I went and I got one of my 4mm hooks so that you could see what it actually creates. But again, that would cause some confusion for a beginner. Next on my critique regarding this kit. So it doesn't actually tell you how to make the stripes. So you are working that out yourself. As someone who doesn't do stripes very often, I mean, very rarely do I add stripes to anything. It took a bit of tinkering of working it out. It also tells you to chain 46 for the main body. That is far too small for the function. It would not, and you'll have seen in the clips of me making it, I was working on it while I was at the hospital having one of my infusions, and I'm in a chemo chair. So they've got like these really thin armrests, and when I even checked it up against them at 46 chains, it was far too small. So I had to increase it to 100 chains, and I did 99, and then I split it to work out the stripes. I split it 33, 33, 33 on the actual stitches. So yeah, there's that. And then we will now reveal the final piece so that I can give you the rest of the criticism as to the design flaws regarding this pattern. Meet Derpy, the cat dragon. You can see why I called it Derpy. And Derpy came with an unexpected surprise. So let's have a look at that, shall we? Yeah, he has some genitalia. So, say hello to Derpy! Derpy the cat dragon that had a, an unexpected surprise following the instructions. So yeah, hence he's going to be the butt of the joke for a long time because he does look derpy. So with his head, with how the head's been written, it does not look round. Now I've made many heads in the past. None were written at all like this. It doesn't have the shape that it was supposed to have, and so it doesn't really work all that well. As well as that, and as my partner keeps saying, and because he finds it hilarious, the stuffing looks like it's going to come out the back. Again, as a designer, what I would personally do is I would have you working from the top of the head downwards so that this is all hidden underneath. So yeah, again, disappointing, but it is kind of cute in a derpy kind of way. It also doesn't tell you where to place the horns, so I had to kind of improvise trying to work off the image. I ended up making 3 horns, and then I'd look at another image that was from a different angle, and it shows that there's one at the back, but it's a bit late now. I'm done with this. So yes, this is Derpy. Now the other criticism I have regarding Derpy is that the yarn itself is not fit for this sort of purpose. So originally when I sewed Derpy's head on, it was central. It should have worked. However, because we've put things in just to test it to see how it would go, we have a pack of wipes in this side, we have some other bits in this side. We've wanted to test how rigorous and durable the yarn is, and the yarn stretches quite quickly. So in regards to actually using this, which I am going to use it because I just find it so funny, but in using it, again, it's going to stretch if you put any form of weight in. So again, not the greatest when it comes to that. So there you are, Derpy. You go back to your little home on my sofa side. And yes, I named him Derpy because he does look a bit derpy. And he is most certainly a he. I can't get over that. So, with that said, the yarn as well, when you are crocheting with it, one of the things I found was if you had gone wrong and you did start to undo a bit or anything like that, the yarn does start to split. And that was quite annoying as well because it's not a high quality yarn that you're receiving. There is a other concern I do have of not knowing the chemical makeup of the dyes. Now it could have anything in and we would not know as crocheters. So that's another concern regarding using one of these kits. But the major thing is that Derpy does not look like the AI advertisement image. So again, these are all my criticisms as a very avid crocheter, a crochet pattern designer, and it was fun, though it was frustrating making him, very frustrating, because there was so many alterations I had to do to make him a functional working thing. But I am glad that it does provide more yarn than what the actual pattern would need. So I did report the Temu listing, but Temu are not removing it because they said it is not a violation of their policies and it's not illegal, even though technically it is intellectual property theft. Regardless of if a pattern has been designed by a human or an AI, technically it can still be classified as intellectual theft, and the fact that the head is copy pasted from another pattern just says it all. But they're not removing it. I have tried to do my bit though. So on that front, it is very disappointing from Temu, but it is what it is. Now, I will say as well that with this, I would personally do it totally different, and I am going to look at designing it to make sure that it can be done with this kit if you have this kit at home and you cannot work it. And I will do it as a free YouTube tutorial, though I will say it will be in segments so that you've got a chance to learn and I've got a chance to record it, because it's not an easy thing, especially at the moment since I've got I've got a few injuries here. But that's where we're at on that front. Now, if you did enjoy this video, please press that like button and subscribe. And if you have seen any AI generated kits on Temu, send them to me if you want to see them getting made, because I will make them. And last but not least, do comment in the comment section below as well. Let's boost this in the algorithm to educate people on why AI generated patterns don't really work. Because they are not built, they have never been tested, they've never been made, so that you don't know what you're getting, you don't know what it'll look like. There is a huge difference between a human making something and an AI just creating things. So yeah, it's been a fun Christmas making derpy. Though I do love derpy. I love derpy because of just a hidden surprise, but that's just me. It's been fun. So, I hope to see you in my next video. This series will be a monthly series because of course I do have my tutorials to be recording, I have my recovery vlog that I'm recording and posting, and I also have my own designs to work on and edit and get those patterns out there. If you do want to support me as a small pattern designer, I am on Etsy, I'm on Patreon, Tido and Ko-fi. I sell patterns and I also want to make them freely available for you guys. So please do go check them out. And I hope you did enjoy this video. Bye, see you next time.